This podcast is where busy moms get practical organizing tips that actually fit into our busy lives. And today we're diving into something that is all over social media right now, spring decluttering. And here's what you see on social media: the bins, the labels, the pastel colored pantries. But if you're a working mom, you're probably wondering, what exactly am I supposed to do all this? So today's episode is not about organizing like an influencer. It's about organizing like you, the real life, time strapped, I've got 10 minutes between meetings version of you. And bonus, we're going to make it sustainable too, because you can refresh your home without buying out the entire organizing aisle at Target. So let's get into it. I'm starting with this. If you're doing this solo without a professional organizer, providing decluttering services in your home or online working with you, well, then you need to set expectations that match your life. So ask yourself, how much time can I actually commit this week? What space is frustrating me the most right now? If you've got 30 minutes on a Sunday and a toddler climbing on your back, it's not the week to color code your entire closet. Instead of aiming for a picture perfect pantry, aim for a space that works. Organization is functional first, pretty second. It's just about setting realistic goals, because I know what happens. You tell yourself, this weekend, I'm going to organize my home office. And in your head, it's totally doable. You've got the entire weekend ahead of you. Only what happens? Well, the kids only want you on Saturday morning, not your partner. And you just need to run out real quick to get something notarized. You've got to do one load of the kids' laundry so you can pack up a bag for them before your mom comes to pick them up. And just like that, your weekend is gone. And all you've done is crack open your file cabinets. And worse, you start with the negative self-talk. I'm just not organized. I should be able to do this on my own. Helen down the street is always organized, and she works full-time too. So cut it out. You're you. Helen is Helen. What's realistic for her isn't realistic for you, and that's okay. Realistic goals means realistic for you. To understand the reality of what you can accomplish, you've got to understand your time. Now, in my weekend declutter sprint program, we plan realistically. We think about how to prepare for that weekend before it happens. But say you don't have a weekend right now to dedicate to decluttering, but you've probably got 20 minutes or even 10 minutes at a time, right? Well, make that your goal. Each 10-minute tidbit of time you've got, you can spend it decluttering over the next couple of days, and it will make a difference. So here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to start small and define what that means for you. Small is relative. For some moms, small might mean a junk drawer. For others, it might be a full weekend to declutter a kitchen. The trick is to pick a size of project that won't leave you burned out or buried in half-finished projects, half-finished chaos. Finishing one space is always going to feel better than half finishing 5. Not to mention that one space is going to function better than that half finished 5. Look, I don't care that Helen finished decluttering and organizing her entire home office in one 8-hour sitting on Saturday. Helen is a perfectly nice lady and I admire her commitment, but she's not you. Maybe she's got a 5-star cleaning lady and you've got a 3-star one, but you trust her unconditionally. So Helen might have a head start, but it doesn't matter because you know what? Helen's not living in your house. So let's get on with it. Maybe today, what's realistic for you is just decluttering your bag or your car console or the top of the kitchen island. That's still progress. Decluttering is less about volume and more about momentum. And I'll say it every day until I'm blue in the face. Decluttering is a skill that gets better the more you practice. If you only do it once in a blue moon, you're going to feel like you're starting from scratch every time. It's better if you're doing a tiny little bit every day, ongoing, instead of only decluttering something big once and then not doing anything at all for 5 months. The next thing to do is speed decluttering. This is my favorite way to just get going. You set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes And start by making all the quick no decisions. Open a drawer, cabinet, or your closet and pick out the things you absolutely know you don't want to keep. So start with the expired stuff, the broken or torn things, the stuff you forgot you had and you never use, the obvious duplicates. These decisions are easy wins and they'll build your confidence. And remember, the momentum, this is how you build it. You don't have to make every decision about every item on the first go. You're just warming up. So getting rid of the easy stuff makes the hard stuff feel way less overwhelming. Honestly, one really easy place to start is the coffee mugs. Somehow we end up with so many coffee mugs and we never get to the ones in the back of the cabinet. So pick out the ones you really don't like and get rid of them. Ask your family members if they need a coffee mug. Ask Helen if she needs a couple. Put them on your Buy Nothing group or donate them. When your 10-minute timer goes off, take a quick break. Drink a glass of water, stretch your legs, make a quick phone call. Then decide if you have another 10 or 15 minutes in you to continue, or if that's it for now. Right, next, you're going to organize by using what you have. You've done some decluttering by now, speed decluttering at least, and you're thinking, okay, now I need to contain these pens in the junk drawer somehow. By the way, if you call something the junk drawer, are you surprised that junk ends up in there? In my house, that drawer is called the drawer or the pen drawer. It holds a couple of pens along with some other things, but we never call it the junk drawer anymore. Okay, but can we talk about how shopping for organizing supplies can derail your entire project? Listen, I love a good basket, I do, but as a realist, I know that measuring, shopping, and returning stuff are not always a good use of my very limited time. So here's the rule. Use what you have first. If you have a leftover shoebox, it's an instant drawer divider. If you have a mason jar from the back of the cabinet, it's great for pens or for holding cookies once you open the pack. What I suggest is that you live in your newly decluttered space for a few days or a week or a couple of weeks. Then, if you're finding that the system needs a little help, well, then you go get something. Organize first, shop second. And remember that everyone is going through some spring decluttering right now. So it's a great time to look at your Buy Nothing groups or your neighborhood groups or just ask around if anyone is getting rid of baskets, drawer organizers, or things like that. And no matter where or how you shop, it takes time because you need to measure and make sure it fits. I'll tell you that this is the part that our clients prefer to leave to us, the professional organizers, because it's so time consuming. Okay, so now it's important to give everything a home, even if it's a temporary one. Once the space is decluttered, even if it's not pretty yet, assign everything a home. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be consistent. Even a labeled Ziploc bag or a sticky note on a box, it's enough to say, hey, scissors live here now. And if you want to get fancy, sure, you can use a label maker. Once your stuff has a home, even a temporary one, your brain can rest a little. You're not constantly rethinking where things go, and the rest of your family can start putting things back where they go too. And again, after living with it for a little while, you'll realize if something really isn't in the right spot. And you know what? At that point, since you've already decluttered, it's so much easier to move stuff around in bulk. Like all the coffee mugs can go into that cabinet and the wine glasses go where the coffee mugs used to be. Or you decide you actually want to use the pen drawer for silverware. And so all you have to do is grab the mason jar of pens and the little drawer organizer boxes of other stuff in that drawer and just move them over. And the final thing you're going to do is celebrate and reset. This part is important, and I feel like it gets skipped. Celebrate the win. Did you finish decluttering the pen drawer? Well, take a picture with your phone. Did you tackle that scary corner of the playroom? Light a candle and make a cup of tea. Tell your group chat, hey, look what I just did. And then reset. Don't immediately move on to the next big task. Decluttering is a cycle, right? It's not a sprint. So give yourself permission to pause and just enjoy the results, even if it's just for a day. I have one more tip for you to make your spring decluttering even better. Involve the kids and your partner if you can. Even the little ones can toss broken toys or help choose which 5 stuffed animals to keep in their bed. it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be shared. And your partner can help with the mental load by decluttering something that they care about too, no matter how small it is. Decluttering as a family plants the seed that, hey, our stuff is manageable. It's a life skill that you get better at the more you do it, even if it's just a little bit and even if it doesn't look like the way Helen does it. So that's your realistic guide to spring decluttering. Remember to set realistic goals, start small, get those quick wins by speed decluttering, use what you have first to be sustainable, give things homes, even temporary ones, and celebrate your progress. And all without a single $300 trip to Target. Remember, being organized isn't about having the prettiest home. It's about having a home that works for your life. If this episode helped you, I would love it if you'd share it with a fellow mom who's also buried under laundry and Legos while trying to get to work on time. And if you've got a spring win to share, tag me on Instagram at Firefly Bridge Organizing. I'd love to see your realistic results. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you back here next week.